Hey, what's going on? Ryan here with Intersection Records. And last night went out to Hollywood Casino Amphitheater in Maryland Heights, Missouri, outside of St. Louis, and saw Christopher Cross, Men at Work, and Toto on a Tuesday night here in August of 25. The weather was great. I'm going to review Christopher Cross here. I'll do the other two reviews separately. My buddy Mike picked me up. I had one ticket. I bought some sort of lawn ticket package for some sort of deal they had, thinking that a lot of people would want to go to the concert. And now as the concert approached, nobody really wanted to go. So now I have one ticket. Mike's going to get a ticket to the box office. We get out on the road. He picks me up. I forgot something. I had to go back to my house. And now we're late. We get there, we park in B8, and I said, Mike, can you remember that so we can find our car? He's like, yeah, I don't remember that because if we're to be late, we are late. I'm like, great. Anyway, we go to the box office, and we're approached by this couple, and they have two tickets for us in the front, in the 15th row, for free, this extra tickets. So we now have free tickets. We now have better seats. I want to thank Dave and Angie for that. We sat next to them. We get to the seats. One of our great buddies, a bandmate of ours, Joe, is randomly sitting with his wife in front of us. Mike's a big yacht rock fan, and so am I. And Christopher Cross is somebody I'd never seen before. We did miss a couple songs. So we get in there. We sounds like he opened up with All Right. We could hear that from the parking lot a little bit. We could hear Never Be the Same. And then we get to our seats and he's playing I Really Don't Care Anymore. You know, obviously Christopher Cross he's from Texas. I think he's from Houston. He grew up a guitar player, and you know, he famously in 1970 when Deep Purple came over for their first US tour, they were playing in San Antonio. Ritchie Blackmore was unable to perform. He was sick. The concert promoters didn't know what to do. The guy at the venue said, I know this guy, Christopher Cross, and he comes down there and plays an entire show with Deep Purple in 1970. The guy can slay on guitars. He also met Eric Johnson that night, who would end up working on his debut album. Of course, Eric Johnson, famous gunslinger, would go on to, you know, do his own solo records and some great stuff like Desert Rose and Cliffs of Dover, right? Anyway, he then goes into Sailing, his signature song, off of the debut, a song that Christopher Cross didn't want to release as a single, but the record guy said, listen, I've been doing this a long time. I know what a hit is. And of course, the rest is history. 5 Grammys, best song, best record, best album, best new artist, and I'm not sure what the 5th Grammy was in the 1981 awards. This album was recorded in the summer of 79. It blows up in 80, right? Think of Laura was the next song, dedicated to a friend that died when she was 19. He said that she would have been 62. That math should work out. This is off his second album, Another Page. And just a sweet voice. His voice sounds really good over some light piano. And then we get Arthur's theme, right? When you get caught between the moon and New York City. So after going out and getting 5 Grammys on your debut album, which is insane, you go out and win an Academy Award with a song co-written with Burt Bacharach, his wife Carol Bayer Sager, and Peter Allen. Win the 1981 Academy Award, right? Now we got that on our mantle. Jerry Lenide was on piano. He sounded really good. Christopher was playing a Anderson Works guitar that kind of looks like a Strat. Definitely looks like a Strat, but then has a different headstock. This guy, Andy Suzuki, is on alto sax. He was a Swiss Army knife and multi-instrumentalist all night. We'll talk about him. And 3 backing singers that were helping Chris get his vocals over. But Chris sounded good on that. The Light Is On next. Andy Suzuki now has this thing called an EWI, which stands for electric wind instrument, and it's like a alto sax, but it's made out of plastic, it appears, and has buttons on the back and on the front, and he can get all kinds of crazy sounds. We were joking that it sounded like the soundtrack to Karate Kid 2 when he's in Okinawa and he's on the rocks and things, working out. Sounded like a workout scene from Karate Kid 2. Francis Arnon was on drums. His band was great. You know his band's going to be great. No Time to Talk was another one off his Another Page album. Suzuki's still on this EWI instrument. Cross has got like a purple Strat. And then Ride Like the Wind. It was funny. It's a group of 8 women, really attractive, in their 40s and 50s, show up. They all have captain's hats on. They're excited they get there. And he plays Ride Like the Wind, and then the concert's over. They're like, what? What's going on? Where's the sailing? They missed that, I guess. And he takes just a monstrous solo, during the song. So you can see his guitar credibility in focus there on that last song, Ride Like the Wind. Got such a long time to go, and the whole crowd's going, such a long way, to make it to the border of Mexico. Crowd was doing the Michael McDonald. Shout out to Michael McDonald, the St. Louis hometown guy. Christopher Cross, was great. It was fun to see him. But the night would get better. We'll talk about Men at Work and Toto as separate reviews. Check out my channel. We only talk about great music here every day on Intersection Records. Peace out. See you.